His commitment to community service began in the womb. His mother was the one who kind of cultivated who he is today. His mother was in the public service long before Mr. Clare even knew what he was going to do in his life. His mother emphasized the significance of service and scholarship in her only child. He's an only child, you believe that? And upon immigrating to the United States, he began planting his own seeds to continue bearing fruits. He has done a lot for the West Indian community here, not just in the United States, but throughout the country. I could stand here for hours and hours talking about Irwine Clare. But the reason why I decided to honor him today is because when I started the JAHJAH Foundation, he didn't know me from anywhere. He didn't know me. I knew who Irwine Clare was, and a lot of people in this room here knows who Irwine Clare is. JAHJAH certainly knows who he is, right? But he took me. He didn't know me from anywhere, and he saw my passion, and he said, "There's never a time when I have a fundraiser when Irwine don't say, Trevor, come on the program." Call me Dr. D. He comes on the program and he says, "Come on my program. I'm going to give you some time to talk about your organization." And some of you who've heard the word on the radio know that Irwine Clare, I've known him for years, just listening to him. I know he has integrity, okay? He might not say what you want to hear all the time, but he's consistent. And one of the other things that he's involved in is something called Team Jamaica. Now, what is Team Jamaica?
Team Jamaica Bickle.
Team Jamaica Bickle. What is Team Jamaica Bickle? Team Jamaica Bickle is, besides doing all this immigration services and being head of the Jamaica Diaspora movement currently, he has a thing where he takes athletes from Jamaica. I'm not talking to Usain Bolt, those who got the big endorsement. We're not talking those. We're talking about Usain Bolt before he was the Usain Bolt that you know today. Okay? These athletes have to come up from Jamaica, and guess what? They need some place to stay. Okay? How many athletes do you think we're talking? How many athletes actually come up from Jamaica? 500 athletes. Okay, and out of Grenada has representatives, Trinidad, Bahamas, Bermuda. We're talking a total of over 700 to 800 athletes that come up. And Team Jamaica Bickle. Who come from a country? I learned from my father. My father said, I always walk with the bickle. A bickle just means a little bite, just a little something to eat. And Team Jamaica Bickle make sure that these athletes, when they come up from Jamaica, they have a very little bit of something to eat. And I didn't realize that because I used to go to pen relays, but I never knew what goes on behind the scenes until I started linking up with Irwine Clare, and I went behind it to see the camp. And these kids, I mean, if you go back there and you see these kids, your heart would cry. Some of them come from Veer, some of them come from Homewood. You can name some places you might not even know. St. Jago, all these kids, and this is the opportunity for them to change their life through sports, track and field. And Irwine Clare, he's taking it upon his shoulder to make sure these kids have some place to stay, something to eat, and transportation to and back and forth the venue. And it's a collaborative effort again. I'm sure Irwine Clare can tell you, you know, that Mr. Vincent Hossang is behind you. But still, somebody has to start it. Somebody has to be responsible. And he's taking that responsibility on his shoulder. And I'm proud this year that the JAHJAH Foundation is going to honor Mr. Irwine Clare with an award. This is coming from the JAHJAH Foundation. And the award says, presented to Irwine Clare Sr. in appreciation and recognition for your unwavering support of the JAHJAH Foundation and selfless commitment and contribution to the Caribbean American community throughout the United States of America. Thank you, sir, on behalf of the JAHJAH Foundation and all these people here.
Ladies and gentlemen, let me say, recognize the presence of God and say thank God. Because it is through those kind of inspirations that persons like Dr. T and his group can continue to do work to uplift people, provide for others who are in need, and at the same time do so with integrity. I just want to say that I am grateful for this award. I'm also proud of the fact that my daughter is here with me in the audience, so that even makes it even more thrilling for me. And I'd like her to come up and join me just now. She has a presentation to make to Dr. T on behalf of Team Jamaica Bickle. But before she does that, I just want to take this opportunity to say this, that when Dr. T came to us about JAHJAH, I too said, is that not a Rastaman business? But after he indicated what he was working on, it was obvious that this was a winner. And he mentioned that when he takes on things, he's gonna do it. That's not true. He not only does it, he does it to the max, to the maximum. And it's evident by the results that we now have. But he alone can't do it. It's imperative that these type of initiatives are supported. It is imperative that when individuals put themselves out to volunteer, that others recognize what is really going on. You may not be able to do or give the 100% that he does, but your 10% and the 10% from your friend makes 100%. And what we're saying here is that it's a spark. Dr. T is a spark because it's about fire, and fire is of importance in this life. And we see the type of fire that he brings to his projects, and that is why the success is so evident today. So as we celebrate 51 years of independence, and we celebrate the progress that Jamaicans have made here in the diaspora, we also recognize we have a responsibility for those who we have in our shores from whence we come from. And again, on behalf of the Jamaican diaspora, I must say that we recognize groups like JAHJAH Foundation, the Nurses Association, and the healthcare sector for their continued endeavors to make life better in Jamaica. But not only for Jamaicans at home, but for the rest of the Caribbean, and for you too, who will go back home at some point. So I have a presentation for you, sir. But I'm gonna ask my daughter to do that on behalf of Team Jamaica Bickle.
Before I do the presentation, I'd just like to say I'm really impressed in what you do. And since I'm pursuing a degree in the health sciences, I look forward to working with you once I get my degree.
Absolutely. Thank you. Yeah.
And on behalf of Team Jamaica Bickle, we would just like to give you this small donation in support of what you do.
I want to thank you very much, thank you very much. So where in the health field are you going to be going into?
Pharmacy.
All right, we're going to have a pharmacist here. Absolutely. Thank you, Mr. Irwine Clare, and thank you for being here. And maybe you can join the JAHJAH Foundation to it in a more active role. Thank you.